Welcome to Advancement. I am Brian Sutton, and this is Mindset Webheads version 1.2. As I'm on this track to get to version 2. If you know anything about versioning, and then it's a lot of testing, it's a lot of up and down, it's a lot of madness getting through the initial, the beta, the setup, and what doesn't work, so that you can get to what's right and actually have a release that makes you go, oh, I've done it. So I think it's time in that to be able to use that thought process to say, wait, I've actually done it, and now I can move to the next version of what I'm doing. And I'm looking at a world of what people call imposter syndrome, and where I've done really well to stay away from it. Actually, I didn't jump out here and think that I had the golden ticket to anything. I realized I was presented a lucrative opportunity 2 years ago, and I needed to figure out how to get to that lucrative opportunity without going and making money from other somethings to make this grow for that. I need to figure out how to make the income happen with those who see opportunity and work together as a team, as a unit, to get to what this opportunity is, because getting to this opportunity means no more worries, no more stress, and having everything needed to continue to really build a business. It's a great business building organization, more so than anything else, if you look at what's going on. So that's what I'm really trying to get people to key in on and see that there's a potential to do here. So today, it's time to break the monotony, the madness, the crazy, and get some clarity on forward motion, and looking at where involvement from people is right now, where I haven't had the support of true interaction. I've had more so people coming at me to get stuff from me, expecting money from me, and expecting things to go their way. And what they see of me, there's a situation that happened a few years ago that I think has been lingering in the background, and it kind of shows me what is happening in my life today. And I just need to talk about my experience, like I've seen others do in their journey, where it's time for them to get to their next, more so than anything else. So, I'm continuing to make videos recreating this as things move ahead, but I'm also doing this for a specific reason. And the more you talk to me, the more you interact with me, the more you understand the story behind it and the true mission, the true vision of what I'm doing. But time's sake, trying to get things to move ahead today and get out of the box, get out of the madness, break the spell that's been holding me down. This does come down to what's going on with money and how people see people when it comes to money. And this is a 50-50 coin tip here, where I'm going to show you the negativity that's been put into it so that I can move to the positivity that I've seen myself having in direction. So a few years ago, I was hit with a situation going to holiday dinner where a family member said to me, "You look like money." My spirit got really stirred, I got really tense, and I was like, wait, what do you mean I look like money? What are you saying here? Well, what exactly is that supposed to mean to me? And I could tell it was a gut shot on the other side, because their demeanor froze up and the words were all garbled up and just garbage to me, basically, because there was no meaning behind what came from that. And this is also coming from somebody who I don't really have a very close relationship with, and they think that we're in this together overall, but I haven't had any support from that person any time in my life. They've always been more so bossy, domineering, that they are the older somebody in this situation and do it their way, but they don't run my life. They're not my direct family member in the form of being a brother or sister, so their influence on me doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. And what they try to throw into the situation, and especially saying something like that where they haven't been in my life, to say something like that where it's supposed to have some meaning, especially when I look at celebrity lives and what's going on, how people have been used as this image for other people to pull strings and get their way. And then when people wonder why they look at celebrities and stars and they think they're so greedy and they don't help out people, it's not really the case when you start to understand what some of those people have gone through, where they don't really have support in what they're doing. They're just an image. They're just a stand-in, and following, and people who say that they're supporters aren't there for them in their everyday lives. The mental state of health, they care nothing about. All they see is what's on the screen or what they hear on the radio or what's projected outwards. But when it comes to their personal life, people don't care about them. People just want to use them. They're a sex object, they're a sex symbol to people in life, and it's very much demeaning. And why pay money to people that haven't really helped you get your real support, haven't really helped you build your business, your brand, especially your name being a brand. They haven't helped any of that. They just look at you like your money, and you're supposed to be obligated to put money in their hand. And that has been something I've seen heavily in the past 2 years of getting this off the ground, where right now I'm in a financial tight spot of having done business and having helped my family out, where I do have some creditors coming at me very heavily, like they want the money now, but they're not helping me do anything. They just expect me to go get more money for the situation. But the only reason why I took the credit was because I didn't have the money for what I was out there trying to do, or situation got tough for someone else and needed just help out to make sure, I'm taking care of what a home life is, for me to feel connected, where I love that person dearly, and definitely want to make sure that we're on good terms no matter what in life, not out in the streets roughing it, or that I'm okay on one side and somebody else is roughing it. Work together, get out of this, because that's love, that's enriching, and the money means nothing at the end of the day to the value of a person that you really care for. Being able to be there for them and show them that they matter to you, no matter what the circumstance is. You're going to go through the crap to get to more. And so that's where my story is breaking open, and finally it's like, wait, the past week has been crazy because it's time for me to do my own thing, and I've hit the wall of negativity hitting the household that helped put me together, that helped me find myself, that helped me see to treat people right, more so than anything else. Don't go chase money. Don't go chase money. Don't go chase money. Go out here and figure yourself out. So now I get to break what the imposter syndrome is from outside of me, because I didn't fake it to make it to get here. I didn't take the quick route for success. I figured myself out and I got to more, and now I get to help other people with that, finally, to enrich the situation. I see where I've been on LinkedIn and Facebook trying to make my start, and being on those platforms is nothing but stressful. It's anxiety. At the end of the day, you have a lot of people that have learned the wrong means of doing things. If you do your stats and you do some analysis, you'll see that on Facebook and LinkedIn, the actual engagement and interaction rate is like 4%, 6%. Out of all activity you're doing, you're only going to get 4 to 6% in engagement back. You're lucky to get 10%. That's a lot of wasted time. People don't get that. That's not productivity. That's horrible time management at the end of the day, because Facebook and LinkedIn aren't the only ways to make connections. They're not the only way to promote and advertise a business. When it comes to marketing, they're probably the worst place to do marketing, because people on those platforms are being taught a certain method. The culture, the lifestyle behind those platforms isn't for everybody out here. The people who run those platforms are definitely not people that the likes of me want anything to do with in life. So why am I going to waste my time on those platforms anymore? I've tried it, I gave it effort, but I had too many people hopping in my box trying to get money from me from just having myself one point to have a brand to do more. But I can say with the concept that I learned from a very lucrative business that's helped me see this, that I caught the idea of what learn and earn means on another level. I knew it was something that I saw before getting here. How can I learn and earn from that? It was a question I had in myself, and it timely came around with somebody approaching me on LinkedIn who didn't want to be on LinkedIn, who has not returned to LinkedIn because they want to do the face-to-face value of life. They love the face-to-face, but I guess it was that life pool to find somebody like me, find me directly, not somebody like me, find me to team up and be a part of the team that she's on, partner up with this team, partner up with this organization, to see where I have so many business tools to help me do this the right way, where I'm taught that don't go out here and sell the business name, don't go sell the brand, build your own brand and get your brand out here, and following their method of not letting people run off with what the brand is and the image of it to do whatever, like they're creating influencer or celebrity or some star in what's going on. Make it about what business really means, building a community behind the brand, understanding, delivering a mission and a vision to people to stand by long term. That was one thing that worked out in my favor. I didn't necessarily get all that information directly from what they have, but tapping into what they have and then going over to HubSpot and learning inbound marketing helped me understand this concept of what's going on and being a positive face, giving the right amount of time and energy to help others, want to help others, and finding solution for whatever's going on, listening to people, interacting with people, engaging people, and not making it about, hey, I have a money opportunity, you want to come and jump in on it. I try and stay away from talking about what the opportunity is to develop relationships. I want long-standing partnerships with people, seeing what this is. If I don't know anything about you, it's going to be hard to give you a solution. If I don't know what you're going through, it's going to be hard to get you beyond anything. And just because I'm not making all the money in the world right now, just because I'm in a tight spot right now, doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. It means I've been going through it, giving up everything else to say, all right, I'm starting a brand and a business with no money, and I got to figure out how to get money into this business. I got to figure out how to get people to want to support this business, how to get people to get behind this brand, the culture and the lifestyle that it stands for, and showcase that the right way, exhibit it the right way, share the stories and the tales, the experience, the journey, and getting to success, finding results, digging through the trenches, so to speak, going through the rough stuff, where people tell you when you really start doing business, you're going to go through the ups and downs. It's not going to be picture perfect, and nobody's just going to hand you money. So seeing where in taking that learn and earn concept and starting this thought process of, oh, hey, I can show people how to actually create a learn and earn community, because the one thing I learned from everything in the process is stop trying to sell to people, basically. And I hate sales anyways, but stop a mindset of being a salesperson overall and focus on building a group, building a community. Use group and community as the means to show people where opportunity is. Talk to people, get to know them, say you have a group, get them into that group. Then inside of that group is where you do all your marketing, where you bring your videos, bring this content that delivers something more outside of the group. When you're reaching on social media, you're trying to figure out how to get people to understand, hey, come over here for some support, get out of the cold, so to speak, and find where you have room to grow. And that's what I love about the essence of what I found in Learn and Earn community is, especially seeing people who have come to me like they're supposed to just get handed money from me because they joined the group. They're supposed to instantly just start making money. That hasn't happened for me. I see how to start making money. I've had a little bit of income come in from what I'm doing, but I haven't taken off because I'm still looking for the right people that are like-minded, that are my tribe, that understand me, instead of pushing me around and trying to get me to do what they want, where they think that they're helping me make money, where they want me to pay for something to get started. They're not helping me see where there's a chance to earn from learning how to do better. They're not showing me where my time is an investment that is of worth in being able to expand and grow. But fortunately, since the beginning and what's been going on with me, seeing where things started, it's definitely where I understand I got to do a little bit more to dig and find where there's zero investment needed for other people to start earning. And today is a great day in life where we have an opportunity to earn online because of things advancing so greatly, because cryptocurrency is out here, because businesses understand the worth in investing in us as their consumers, us as their community members. These revenue share systems of us being able to market what's going on for others, being publishers and being content creators, and being now brand ambassadors or brand representatives with them in our own right, in our own way. We don't have to go change what we're doing. They want us to use our lifestyle means, what we are about every day, and show how that intertwines with what they're doing. And so if you're really learning the lesson, that's what you really want to do. You want to figure out what's going on with referral networking and revenue share systems in order to create an affiliate marketing system for yourself where you're giving back to other people before anything else to help them get on top of, where you're showing them how they can earn and put something in their pocket that they can turn around and invest in more if they continue with what you're doing in business. It doesn't matter what business you have at the end of the day. Doing good business isn't about making the money at the end of the day. It's learning how to invest money properly that's going to help you to continue to get a return on what you're investing. A return on investment is the true mindset of business, and a lot of people overlook that. So now, in an age where we have the opportunity to do so much more, when it comes to what marketing is, there's so many different avenues out here that if you find the right people who know what they're doing, they can help you take off. This is what I've been saying here the whole time is you find the right community of people, you don't have to worry about earn your next buck. See how you want to help someone else in their situation to be able to do a ton more. And you know that you're being represented by somebody who values what you're doing. Now, you can pay somebody to be a marketer for you directly, and if they know this technique that I've learned, they'll be able to do some more for you in the background where it's worth it to invest in somebody being a part of what you're doing to grow. Now, me personally, I'm not necessarily going to go find somebody to do this for me because I enjoy doing this. It's kind of what I'm making my next phase of things about, and seeing how to do this. And that's also the great benefit of learning how to market this the right way. This leads to something more next in what I'm talking about, what I'm gearing you up to understand. What I'm feeding into you is don't necessarily focus on the money, focus on the means that establish a brand, a mission, a vision, so that you can start doing business, because business isn't making money at the end of the day. Business is growing your portfolio and showing that you're a resource to life and what solutions management is. How you can help somebody else out there get past what's going on and get to more. Then the whole mindset of the financial comes in, because in order to have a home, in order to pay the bills, in order to do anything that is business, in order to provide an opportunity for anybody else out there, money has been made the means of what's going on. It hasn't replaced the worth of people. It's just, instead of trading offset item for item, we've made this middle ground of currency, the way that we exchange our time. Currency equates to time now, where if you go back in time in the barter system, you had this madness of people constantly trying to find ways that they can better utilize their time for what they need to, and not have to do all this stuff like growing food and going to fetch water and building their home continuously over and over again, trying to survive the conditions or survive the strife of competition for land. We're getting past those days of fighting over territory, truly and fully, except for those who think that the money means that they can terrorize people, take over their stuff, treat them however. So now, when you look at American values and what's going on, the world has this American value that the United States is their feeding ground for making money. And so I can say, looking at a whole bunch of people who have moved here from all over the world, yeah, it kind of sucks. People treat us like the redheaded stepchild, or I'll go as far to say prostituting us here in the United States. Like our image, our names, what would be a brand in some way if it was truly the right means of doing things, looking at what the possibility is with social media today. It's all pretty much foul. We're looked at like items and objects, so that saying that you look like money to me, I can see why I've had a tough time in life. I can see why it's really hard. People see my image and they expect that I'm out here selling myself to make money or something, and I'm supposed to give it away because what do I need the money for? I can go make money any way, shape, or form just by selling myself to people. No, I'm working hard to get to more. I'm educating myself. I'm developing what's going on. I'm going through the madness so I can just live a better life, and I can say I'm waking up to figure out more of what I want to do every day. That puts me in a good place, makes me feel peaceful, makes me feel like I'm giving back to life. And whatever income I'm making, I'm using it to invest in more. I have plans to do so many amazing things, but I can't do it alone. And I'm not trying to fake it like I can. I'm just waiting patiently for things to come together so that I can pioneer the next. So with all of that and what's going on, I can say it's time for me to get there. And if you want to know exactly how it is that I've seen how to start being able to get out here and find where it doesn't take money to make money, I can show you that. If you want to team up and collaborate and you want to put ideas together to have fun, travel, get out and meet people who are really about lifting your spirit, motivating you, inspiring you that you can do this, you can get out the hole, you can get past financial stress and damage by finding it in you, your resolve that you can do this no matter what the moment feels like, then there's a chance and opportunity to get there. And you don't have to go far, because that's the next part of what I'm doing. If you check out my 9th Wave reboot and you see now how I've taken my experience, my journey, and I'm saying, hey, I just got something for you to check out. See how I made it from the groundworks of everything being crazy, insane, and just draining, making it where I'm running these loops of thoughts of how do I connect the dots to say something with meaning, to now I can just sit and talk. And I don't feel like I'm running off in tangents and I got to get back to what I was trying to say. Everything I say has a point and reason of sharing the experience, sharing the journey, seeing the pain points, understanding where I found the solutions where others didn't quite help me find the solutions to do more. It's okay that I found a lucrative business opportunity that's been out here for as long as I've been alive, but they're not necessarily just throwing money at me, yet they are kind of in the same way. I got a taste of what's going on. Somebody fostered my growth and paying for me to get a look and a peek at it, and me getting some access to some materials that made me go, whoa, okay, I understand marketing a little bit better than I did it before coming into this. The education that's behind it, showing me the worth. A lot of people want to say you can't learn business through education. You can't learn what marketing is through education. You can actually. It's just there's two means of it. You have to jump out here and you want to take your risk in order to do more. Business is about risk taking. Entrepreneurship is about being willing to take a risk. If you don't take a risk, there's no reward. Now, how heavy that risk is just depends on who you are as a person. Some of us are going to go well further and fall on our faces over and over again, and we're going to go to the lowest of the lows and feel the damage of we're doing what we can. And I've heard stories of how much people have taken up debt just starting their business. Fortunately, I'm not incurring debt from starting my business. Mine is pre-existing and what was going on, trying to get to more before starting my business, doing business for others. So now, seeing all of it, I understand it's time for me to put the stress to rest, stop being stuck in anxiety, and start seeing how to live my life and show that I'm making the connections. I'm engaging people the right way, and I'm not stuck on the Facebook, LinkedIn means of fake it to make it, basically, be an imposter, because I see where people who decided to do that are now stuck in that. They have a hard time getting out of it, and it's the means of what made them. So the people that they made connection with, they're now obligated to in that means. Those people that they decided they were going to work so hard to impress, they're now obligated to those people in some way because of the time exchange, some agreements made, the money being made, who they got in bed with. Well, that's the bed they made and they can lay in it. Me, I'm not hopping into bed with anybody. I'm partnering up and teaming up with people to get outside and do. I'm getting out in the world to do more and getting past the world that tries to use saying, hey, put the money in my hand, put the money in my hand, put the money in my hand. I'm not going to do anything for you, really and truly, just put the money in my hand. That's what I got from LinkedIn and Facebook. Too many approaches of people saying put the money in my hand, trying to use me for stuff. But fortunately, I did meet somebody who really wanted to help me get out of it and see more through the process. And I adore that person for what they brought to my plate and what's on the table now with a team that's ready for me to get back to them as soon as possible. I just got to find my team, my tribe that wants to partner up, go out here and absolutely crush it, slay it with having some fun, finding how to take what we do every day in life and turn that into content that appeals to others. It doesn't have to be super flashy and salesy and gimmicky. It just has to be effective. If we can make education more fun, I think more people would understand what we're actually being pushed towards in life right now. Looking at education systems being one of the strongest systems that survived in all financial means through time. So my learn and earn community concept, and now for me, takes a whole new shape. It has more volume, it has more depth, because it can be fun to learn, and being able to start earning from concentrating and seeing that there are ways to sit, and while you're clicking and doing, you can earn. You can put that into advertising and marketing for yourself on some platforms out here. Not just earn, because there are ways just to just sit and click and earn, but if you're really concentrating, like I've done, there's a way to start clicking, and that turns into ad revenue for you. It turns into marketing revenue for you. But a lot of people don't see that. They're so caught up on trying to get followers and be an influencer, they don't understand you don't need followers to do anything. You need support. You need a real team. You need people you can partner up and collaborate with. Those are the key things I'm going to repeat over and over again. So, in all of that, and what you're going to see from me going forward is you want to try and keep things simple, repeatable, and scalable. You want to keep it simple, basic as possible, because people have developed this, teach it like you're a 3rd to 5th grader, or like you're talking to a 3rd grader to a 5th grader. That doesn't really make sense in doing business. I don't see how 3rd graders and 5th graders are ready for the business world. Honestly, 3rd graders and 5th graders are going to get absolutely torn apart in the stress and crazy and madness of the business world. So to say, teach business like you're teaching a 3rd or a 5th grader really doesn't make sense. It's irrelevant at the end of the day. But I get simplifying things as much as possible, take out the confusion so that it's easier for people to recognize what you're saying, easier for people to find a connection point, to say, oh, that sounds amazing. Now, repeatable, you want something that other people can take and turn into something. If you keep it simple, it means more than likely it's something that somebody can go repeat. These things kind of work hand in hand when you think about it. If I give you something simple and I say, here's the method, here's the formula, now go apply. That makes it easier for you. So simple and repeatable keep things easy, and that's where you get something scalable. And scalable doesn't mean everything's going up. When you say scale isn't always make it bigger. When you're talking about scaling, you understand being able to manipulate what you're doing, and manipulating isn't a bad thing here. We're not manipulating people, what you're working on, being able to manipulate it the right way for the right size and quantity of whatever you're doing. If you're working on a certain advertisement campaign that is meant for a certain amount of people, you know how to target in and get to those people. If you need something that's more massive, you know how to get out here and do something that's more appealing to hit a mass population. That is the beauty of understanding the base concepts behind what's going on in business and marketing, but that takes time to learn. You have to go through it and see it. So that's the part where, okay, I get it in business, you got to get out here and take the risk to fall on your face a few times, get past that imposter syndrome feeling inside, where it's more so about being yourself and doing what you're doing. It's not necessarily that you don't know what you're doing. It's that part of you that's like, but I'm not quite there yet. That's not really being an imposter, but I can see where people call that imposter syndrome, because inside breaking this right now, I can see where the phony fake in me that didn't get the surface is like, but if only I would have done this, that, and the other, you would have had blah, 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 blah. And these people, blah, 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 they would love you, they would adore you because you gave yourself away to what wasn't you, and they get to say that you're theirs. But I get to have me, and I get to say, well, but I did this in a way that helped me enrich and grow. So now I'm a pioneer, and I see where I'm on track to be the mogul that I want to be because I learned how to do business from great business minds before anything else. And stepping into this, understanding what the economy is all about, and things coming from the barter system to now where we have this whole new phase of things coming with blockchain, where we're eliminating the idea of debt slowly, financial strain. And I think it's more so like, who deserves to stand in this and see the beauty of what's going on with cryptocurrency, because we can see those who are manipulating something like cryptocurrency right now in the American presidency, where those of us in the United States are being impacted by it some way because people have this televised image of what's going on that established what's here in this nation. And it's unfair that people are coming at us like we're supposed to give them money, but for them, they're not really returning in the favor. They're not doing anything for us. They expect it their way. They're not doing anything. They're not interacting. They're not talking. It's like they want to send this mental something that if you would play their game, things would be better. But if there's no meeting in the middle, if there's no partnering, there's no collaboration, then it's okay to say no to people. It's okay to walk away from people. Do it in a professional way. Let them show their face. And when they hit that line of their approach, their pitch doesn't hit the bar, you let them know it. You tell them outright why you're saying, yeah, this isn't for me. Because I've sat here, I've listened to you talk, or I've watched you type whatever to me. You're not connecting to me. Nothing in what you're doing has asked me about my situation. You're just throwing at me that you feel that you have this means to make money, that you have the way of ways. People do this all over the place. And people have spent a ton of money, wasted a ton of money chasing money, chasing the golden pot, where they've stepped on people really and truly, wasting their time. They've burnt bridges. And face value, when it comes to doing business, it might be really hard for some of these people and what's going to be happening next, because this is becoming, can I trust what you're delivering to me? Can I trust that you have direction? Can I trust that you're about more? Are you really somebody helping somebody else and trying to make money? There's nothing wrong with making money in life to survive. It's what is it that you're really doing? What is your mission and vision? Do you have something more on top of it? So let me show you my next phase if you want to know it, and hop in on what's going on with my ninth wave reboot to get more understanding of what I'm talking about. I'm not asking you to pay me anything. I'm asking you to give me an opportunity to continue to show you what it means to learn and earn more so than anything else, because I can say there is something that's going on where, yeah, I'm going to put money into this subject of what's going on, learning from me and my story and what I'm putting together as a brand as I get out here to do more. But that's to get out and put you in a place where you're getting exposure. I'm bringing you together with other people. I'm making sure that you have an experience that you can create content off of, and you can go, that word, I don't want to say it, but capitalize on for your benefit. So the little bit that you're going to pay to get in on that experience, I say it's worth it, because I know I would pay for this if it was going to help me get somewhere. I see where I want to go pay for and what that part of it is. I'm not giving it to you right now because it's going to come out in other ways, and I want you to more so see what I'm doing with the ninth wave reboot being my starting point, where it took me time to figure out how to create a fundamental formula for success, and what I've been trying to do to get out the madness and say, hey, I'm here, I'm ready, I understand more in what mindset webheads means to me. And me, Brian Sutton, I see where it's time for me to get my life to the next and not worry about what everybody else sees, not feel the stress and strain of what other people want out of me. Where are they really helping me to get to my next, to succeed, instead of looking from the outside thinking that they're doing something in support. When I look at my moments, it's like, but you haven't helped me do this, you haven't helped me do that, you haven't helped me do the other, you haven't been in the picture for what helped me get this together. So this is mine, it's my project, it's my love, it's my passion for life, but I am willing to share it, and I'm going to continue to share it because, like I said in the beginning, I'm trying to develop this more, get it to the next phase over and over again. And this one brand has helped me figure out how to create 4 other brands in the meantime. Looking at where I had some brands in thought when I was younger, as a business student, going to school, then getting out here, becoming a network engineer, architect, then becoming a bartender, and now seeing where, wait, I love marketing. This whole time, I can say everything I've done, I absolutely love marketing. I saw this little marketing media group in their studio space as a network engineer, working up in Delaware for a wireless internet service provider. That blew my mind. I was like, I'm gonna do this one day. This feels so cool. Like, you all look like you're having so much fun. And their energy and them seeing me and getting to be a part of a quick moment of doing an advertisement for that business that I was working for, and them trying to commercialize things to get more leads to the business, seeing those people come in and have the cameras. And I have a natural knack for being on camera, having been a thespian in high school. It was fun because they were like, dude, you're such a natural on the camera. They wanted me to do this one little something, and they were like, dude, that was amazing. You did that just right. Because I understand the role playing things being on a camera. I understand letting go and being spontaneous in a moment, letting whatever the scene is take a hold of me. And I guess that's the best part about doing this now and making content is I look at where I started, and I'm amazed right now at how much I can give and give and give. When I look back then, I froze up getting on the camera like, I'm doing this for business though. I'm doing this to make my start at more. I have no idea what to say. It was the worst feeling ever. That's where I felt the imposter syndrome for sure. I was like, I have no idea what anybody is supposed to think of me right now, because I've done nothing really and truly for myself when it comes to trying to start my own business. I might have done some things here and there to make some business happen with some of my skills along the way, trying to build them up. That helped me get to being a network architect, helped me get to being a bartender. But that moment, it was just flush. It was the worst feeling inside ever. But now that feeling is fading. I'm starting to smile, as you can see. I'm starting to see my real worth. And I can say I've crushed it over the past 2 years. And now I'm really ready to do more. And I hope you're ready to take that step to break the madness and say you want to get to the fun and you want to find some more in life through more simplistic means, and somebody who understands that and is going to help you get past that fear, that anxiety, and that pressure that you got to do it right. You got to do it right. No, you're going to make your messes. You're going to have some blunders, but let's get away from you faking it to make it, and let's get away from you putting yourself in a foothold you can't get out of. Or more than anything else, especially what I've seen over the past week, past few months, where people have burned bridges with me and they have no chance to come back from it when it comes to doing business and branding. They're really going to be fortunate if I actually want to spend time with them at all in life, knowing that the people who are helping me really do are the people that I want to spend time with. The people who support me as a person first, put the money aside, because I know where the money can be made if somebody just takes a little bit of time and sees what I'm doing. They don't have to pay anything to help me get somewhere. They can start making money for themselves and start creating their own marketing department, their own marketing group, or just find somebody who's their marketer who they can put the money into to go do this part where you might not be into marketing. Your focus is other places in business. You have operations and stuff like that to worry about. For me, everything's kind of all in one, knowing what I have the ability to do, what I can see going on. So that's why I call myself a mogul in the making. I'm almost there, and I just need the right people. If you're ready to take off as your founder, you want to be a mogul yourself in your own right, come talk to me. Let me show you where that's taking direction, because I'm actually doing something with that overall with what the Ninth Wave reboot is. I appreciate your time. I hope you got something from this. And again, if you want more, check out this Ninth Wave reboot. Get in on it before it fills up, because this group mindset webhead is actually based on using that concept to do more. I'm only going to help 30 people with this When the 30 people are found, I'm going into a dead period, so to speak, a dark period where I'm not enrolling anybody else. I'm not focused on this brand anymore directly, because this brand becomes a proof of concept for other people to pilot their success in. And the ninth wave reboot becomes something where I'm going to create a revenue share system, understanding referral networking, and now creating that affiliate marketing, something where I'm making it easier for other people to get out here and just go infuse amazing content into their groups where they might not be on the level of where I'm at with marketing as I continue to move forward. Because I love this stuff.